Hello everybody, I'm Galeno2024. Today we're going to be doing Browser Wars. This is going to be the second Browser Wars that I'm doing. Today, instead of comparing Google Chrome with, Internet Explorer and Mozilla, we're going to be comparing Google Chrome with Opera and Safari. So we're going to be running Opera 10.63, which is the newest right now, and we're going to be running Safari 5.0.2, which is the newest right now, and Google Chrome 6.0, which is also the newest. So we're gonna go over the couple categories. We're gonna test, speed, how it opens up and how fast it loads up the web pages. We're gonna be testing the looks, and we're gonna be testing, the basic features of it. All right. So first, we're gonna see how quickly they load up. We're gonna test Opera first. So we're gonna click that right now. As you can see, that loaded up very quickly, and it's definitely one of the fastest I've seen. Now we're going to click Safari right now, and that loaded pretty quick also, so it's pretty good. It's still loading up the web page though. And now we're going to load up Google Chrome, and that launched pretty quickly too. So I think that Safari probably came in third, but Opera and Google Chrome were both pretty equal. So from the looks of it, all three of them are pretty close, but I think that Opera and Google Chrome come very close to tying in first, and I think that Safari would come in third, not by much though. So it's a very close race, but I think Google Chrome and Opera will take that round. So now we're going to open up the browsers and see which one will load the quickest web page. So I'm going to load them all up here. Make it full screen. First, we're going to try Opera. So we're going to go to ESPN.com. I'm going to hit enter now. You can see it started going right away, which is pretty good. And the page is almost done, and it is done now. Okay, so that loaded pretty quickly, I must admit. So now we're going to go to Safari, ESPN.com. Go. Let that load. Seems like it's loading just about the same amount of time, and it's done already. So that seemed just about the same amount of time, if not quicker than Opera. Now we're going to test Google Chrome. I'm going to go to ESPN.com once again and hit enter now. Let that load. And it looks like that's done. So out of all three of them, I say they're still pretty close. It is a very close game right now. They seem to all load up around the same time. If I had to choose, I would say Safari and Google Chrome were the ones that loaded up the quickest, and if they did load up quicker than Opera, they would not be by much. So that is kind of a judgment call, and you can time the video and stuff like that if you want to, but they're all pretty close, so it's not going to be a deal breaker for speed. Okay, so now we're going to go into the basic features, and then we're going to go into the looks. So the basic features, you're going to have your basic tabs. You have your speed dial for your tab. So you have Opera Turbo, which is down here, and pretty much what that is it'll turn on, as it says, it'll turn on Opera Turbo, and that'll reduce what it needs to download for each web page. So like, say you go to ESPN.com, there's a bunch of images and a bunch of flash and stuff on here, so it might reduce, the quality of images, and thus reducing the time that it takes to load. So you'll be losing the quality of the web page, but you'll be gaining more speed. So that is definitely a pretty good feature if you're into using that. So here on your left you have Opera Widgets, which is a very cool feature. You can see these are the widgets you can add. You have web developer stuff, you have fun games, time and date, radio and music, and other stuff like that. So we're looking at the recommended widgets right now. You got a clock, you got an MP3 thing, Google Toolbar, time and date. You got your little bubble game, a daily crossword puzzle. So it's just a bunch of stuff that you can decide to put on the little widgets bar if you choose to. So it does have a pretty nice little panel over here that has all these things in it. You can see all your bookmarks, which is kind of nice that you can have your bookmarks displayed here. But I kind of like the bookmarks bar over, under the URL and stuff like that kind of better. The one thing that I love about this, about Opera, is that you can download torrents, which is very nice. It has its own little torrent system going on, so if you go to a torrent site and you start to download a torrent, it'll automatically, instead of having to load, like uTorrent or something to be able to download it, it'll load straight into Opera, and it'll download just like a normal file. So that's very cool if you like it. It's not the fastest speed, but it is nice to have it natively supported in Opera, which is one of the first browsers I've seen do that. Next, we're going to go to Safari, and you can see it's just a basic little layout here. There's not many settings in here, and there's not many features that I could think of. You got your downloads. You can switch to private browsing, which is what most of them have. You can choose to show your tab bar, your status bar. Let's show your tab bar. So there's your tab bar right there. Your status bar, which is down there, and you don't really need that. Show your menu bar, which is usually good to have, so you can open things from here. You can customize the toolbar, which is remove some of the buttons. You can put the home button in there. So let's go ahead and put the home button in there. Drag it up here, which is pretty cool. You can get rid of things. You can add some autofill, put in your history, put a mail tab in here. So it's one of the nice things that you're able to change and rearrange the buttons. It gives you your bookmarks. You can see your top sites just like on any normal thing, but it does give you a nice little feel about it. And you can look at your history. You can look at your top sites. I like the history and how that looks. It's just like just like your iPod and stuff like that. Very Apple looking. So it's definitely got all the basic features, nothing really compelling. So it's definitely not going to beat out Opera Mini, or not Opera Mini. It's definitely not going to beat out Opera the browser as of right now. It's just very standard. So next we're going to be looking at Google Chrome, and as you can see, you have your bookmarks, you have your tab here, you have all your things right here. You can open up your recently closed tabs, which is a very nice thing to be able to do. You have your incognito, which is private browsing, which most have your zooming. You have your tools, which you can have extensions, which we've talked about before. You have ad blocker, auto HD for YouTube and stuff like that. And just a very nice little extension you could have. You could have smooth scroll, which makes the scrolling a little smoother. See if you can see that, how smooth it's moving along. Google Voice, little button up here. A mail checker. And you have a dictionary button right here, which is very nice. So it's definitely some great features that you can get added onto Google Chrome. So it's a great thing that they are able to add that on. But I think that Opera and Google Chrome are going to be pretty close in the features category. Opera is definitely doing some nice things, and they're definitely moving along. And they are very innovative with their torrent support, and I'm very excited to see them do that. You have the ability to move your tabs. You can move them to the left, and you can just add tabs like this, which is definitely a great thing, and I love that you have the option that just Opera is going to take the round. Next, we're going to be talking about the looks of the browser, just how nice they look and all of the elegance and all that good stuff. So first, we're going to be starting off with Opera. You see your basic array of buttons right here. They look very nice, and I definitely like the menu and how that looks with all the buttons and the little icons that they have and how colorful they make it, and just user-friendly. It makes it appealing to be able to look at all of this. And it's definitely a small thing, but it's appreciated and very nice that Opera included this. You have your Google search at the top. You have your side panel, which gives it a little bit of a power user edge to it. You can look at your bookmarks and have them sitting there. You have your widgets, which is very cool to have your widgets just sitting there while you're browsing. So there's definitely a couple of things you could do, and you can alter the appearance of your browsing experience and theme and stuff like that. So now we're going to go in here and see if we can adjust the theme. So as you can see, we put in a little new theme on it. You have your basic buttons and all that stuff, but it just looks a little different. The buttons are smaller, and the look of the browser on the top is a little bit different. You can see that there's a bunch of themes to go through here, so it's very nice that you're able to change the look of it. Just gonna hit OK. And so that is, you know, the appearance of Opera, and it looks very nice. We're going to move on to Safari, and this is pretty much all you're going to get. There is no real way to do anything. You have your bookmarks bar, you have your little array buttons, which you can, you know, organize and switch around and add a couple of different buttons, which is definitely nice. But that's pretty much all you're going to get. You have your Google search, and your tabs, and your menu buttons up here, but you can't change the appearance, and there's nothing to really change what you're seeing right now. So that kind of makes Safari a blah in this situation. So this category, we're pretty much done with Safari, and it's not going to be the winner of this round. So next we're going to look at Google Chrome. As you can see right away, that you could see that it has its own little thing going on. It's got its bookmarks right here. It's got one little URL, and the reason it has one URL is because it is also the search bar. So you can type whatever you want into there, and it'll search it automatically through Google. And if you put .com at the end, it'll go to the website. So it's got its own thing going on because it is Google Chrome. You can just type it there, and it'll search it through Google. And you have your basic array of buttons up here, but they do make it look very nice. There's not many other things you can do to it. You can move your tabs around and stuff like that. But you can change the appearance, which is a very nice thing. So as you can see here, we have all the list of all the options for themes for Google Chrome. And you can see that there are a bunch of options right here. Although there are not many, but you can see that there are a good amount, and they look very nice. And they have some nice things that you can try out, and look at that, that looks awesome. So it is going to take second place in our appearance little category. Opera is going to take first, but Google Chrome definitely has some nice features, but I think Opera is going to take this round just because of the extra features you get with the side panel and the widgets, and you know, all of the bunch of different themes that you can install. So it's going to take first place for this round. So that's pretty much the end of our little comparison. The browser wars was very fun. So in the end, I think that they're going to be pretty close. I don't think Safari is going to be the winner here. I think Safari is going to come in third place. We're just going to get out of that and peace out, Safari. So all we have left is Google Chrome and Opera. So between these two, I think they're very close. The speed is very close. There's no real edge between the two. I think they're going to get some different outcomes if you keep messing with them and keep trying different websites, and you're just going to get a different outcome every time. So the speed is very, very close together. So features are going to be very close too, but I think Opera takes that round just because of the tiny bit of extra features, just a couple extra features that make the difference and make it take the round. And with the ability to change your themes, which you can do in Google Chrome, but along with that, you have your ability to put widgets and, you know, add all that cool stuff and make it look very nice on the side. And it just makes the whole browser come together and make it feel very, very personalized and make it feel like it's yours and you can do whatever you want to it. So I think that Opera is going to take that round too. So altogether, you're going to get Opera as the winner of this browser war. And that is kind of a preference, even though it is the winner, it is kind of a preference as to whether you want these features and if you like the layout of Opera. I mean, it could still be 100 times better, but if you don't like the layout of it, then you're not gonna want to use it. It is all personal preference, and Opera is a very good browser, and Google Chrome is very close in speed with it, and they have some very nice features, both of them. But Opera came out on top in performance and appearance and all that stuff. But I personally like the simplistic layout of Google Chrome, and just the speed of it is getting faster and faster. So I have no doubt that the feature will edge out Opera by a good amount, and it will just get better and better. But I do like the little simplistic look of the top, and this, even though this does look nice, I just personally prefer Google Chrome. Leave a comment down below or a video response. You know, you can tell me exactly what you guys think. Which one do you prefer? Do you not prefer any of these? You know, do you use like you know, whatever? Do you use Firefox? Do you use Internet Explorer? Do you use Flock? Flock is a browser I've heard of, and if enough people comment, maybe I'll do a review of it or a browser wars with it. So leave me a comment or a video response. Subscribe, and you'll get all my future tech videos and all that good stuff coming out. So go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Galena2024. You'll find out all the good stuff that I have coming out, and you'll be notified if there's something not happening, if there's something that's happening. You'll just get the lowdown on everything. So once again, everybody, I'm Gluna2024, and it was nice having you here. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.